Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we're going to be giving you my first impressions of the Nike Next Percent Tempo. Okay. Right, are you ready? First impressions of the Next Percent. Here we go. Let's get stuck in. Right, guys. So, firstly, thank you to everybody who hit me up on Instagram about this shoe. And this video is for you guys. If you're not following Fordy Runs on Instagram, make sure you go over to there and follow at Fordy_Runs. I had so many messages and comments about this shoe in particular, about can you do a first impressions video, what's it like, have you been out in them and all that kind of stuff. So this video has really got for you guys actually more than anything else. I wasn't planning on doing a video until next week on this shoe, but we'll put this one out and hopefully you guys like it and appreciate it. And while we're talking about liking and appreciating, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video the thumbs up, share the channel, and get over to Facebook and join the Fordy Runs running community. There's like over 15,000 people in our communities. If you don't know what our community is all about, go and check out our last video from this weekend, the Fordy Runs relay. And I think that just shows how awesome our running community is. So yeah, without further ado, let's get stuck into the Nike Next Percent Tempo. Right guys, so let's get firstly stuck into the stats and features. This shoe is £165. At the moment, it is on sale for Nike members only. I don't know when you're watching this video, but when it first got released, it was for Nike members only. This shoe has been massively delayed because of the pandemic, but it's finally out here in the UK. The shoe's got a 10mm drop. You've got the Flying It upper on it. The shoe weighs 9.8 ounces in my size, UK 9.5. It's got a stack height at the back of 46mm and 36mm in the front, so 10mm drop. We've got a nylon plate in there. You've got AirPods under the feet, which I think is one of the most striking features. You've got a combo of the React foam in the rear, which is a little bit more firmer and more durable. Then you've got the Zoom X up the front. So, where do we start? Okay, I don't really know where to start with this. All I would say now, this is a warning for you Nike fans. You may not like this video that much. Okay, I'm just putting that out there now as a pre-warning. And the other warning I want to say to you is, just because these are my impressions and my opinions, it doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to work for you or not work for you. So I would obviously listen to what I've got to say, take some of that maybe on board, and then, as always, try it out for yourself, local running store and things like that. These are my opinions, and again, you shouldn't necessarily base everything on what I say. I hope I help in some way. Okay, right, so let's start with the positives. Okay, with the positives out of the way, and there was a lot of them, let's start with what I actually... Sorry, I couldn't help myself. This shoe, right, is really annoying. And I'll tell you why it's really annoying. Firstly, the quality. The quality is shocking, people. Now, I've taken some pictures and I'm going to put them up as I'm talking about this. But when you pay £165 for a shoe, you do not expect it to come and look like it's been put together by a child who's just got really happy with the glue. I think I said it in the Pegasus 37 video. Nike this year, their shoes, in terms of quality, I don't know, they've just proper dropped the ball. Now, maybe I'm being harsh, and let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will, that I'm probably being really harsh. But the quality of this shoe for £165, I think, is awful. It is terrible for what you're getting. It just feels, I don't know. And they even started doing it with the, do you remember the Nike Pegasus Turbo 2, which was an unbelievable shoe, people? I love that shoe, and everybody loved that shoe. But do you remember the shark fin at the back where it was sort of cut and people were getting them and they were falling apart? It sort of started there. The warning signs were there. But the quality on this shoe is awful. Right, so with all that out of the way, let's talk about how it feels. I think the feeling of the React foam and the Zoom X foam is actually a good combination, okay? To be fair to Nike, that is a good combination what they've tried to achieve. So what they've tried to put in here with the React foam is a sort of firmer, springier ride that gets you onto that Zoom X and gets you onto that pod, and it gives you the propulsion with the nylon plate. I can see where they're going. The shoe itself, it's quite narrow. It's not as narrow as some of the other Nike shoes, but it definitely is narrower than some. The flying it up is not for everybody. I found it very breathable and comfortable. Is probably a fair way. I did find that I was wearing ankle socks that this would rub, but I went to a longer sock and it's not been a problem. You've got plenty of foam around the ankle, which is in there, which is okay. It gives you plenty of sort of comfort. One of the other annoying things is the insole. I don't know whether it's showing it now, but it just seems to move about. It doesn't seem to settle down. The outsole, apologies, I haven't had time to clean those up. I usually try and clean the shoes up before we get them on the channel to review, so you can see all the stuff clearly, but you can see I've not had time. The outsole grip is very good, actually. It is, you know, I said there wasn't any positives, but there's the outsole grip is very good. I borrowed over from the Alphafly, and I think this will be very durable compared to some of the other shoes that they put out, Nike. I think it's a more stable ride than I was expecting. It's a little bit more stable than a Zoom Fly 3, for example. So that's one positive as well. So I was being a bit harsh earlier, but actually there's a couple of positives straight away. Is the durability of the outsole and that little bit more of a stable ride. Although when I made some quicker turns, you can still feel a little bit of it moving about. Because you haven't got the Zoom X in the heel as well, again, it's a little bit more stable on that React foam. That is, you know, a couple of things I would say. The AirPods, you know, they're probably the most striking feature about the shoe. And you can see you see it? How well can you see it? Yeah, the nylon plate is, you're probably not in the camera, the nylon plate is in there. So they work well together. I mean, they don't work I don't think as efficiently as an Alphafly, which is up here. I don't think they work as efficiently as the Alphafly, but you know, you kind of feel it as you go through. You know, you do get onto from the React Zoom X onto the pods and off you go. It is a really firm ride, I found. It's a lot firmer than I was expecting. If you're comparing it to something like the Speed, this is a really firm ride. And it was something that I wasn't actually expecting over the distance. The more I picked it up, obviously, the more it gave back to me. This is meant to be a, what's the best way to describe it? They call it your sort of training shoe for everybody who's got the Alphafly. So the sort of daily trainer to sit underneath the Alphafly. But I wouldn't wear this as a daily trainer. Personally, I find it too uncomfortable, and I don't think it's ideal for daily training. You know, maybe if you're purely on the roads and stuff like that, maybe that works for you. But for me, this would never work as a daily trainer. I found it too firm. But when I did pick up the pace, sorry, when I've subjected a little bit, you know, it sort of kicked on a little bit, but I wouldn't say it was more noticeable than any other sort of like a Zoom Fly 3 or you know, anything else out there from Nike. I don't think it was, you know, some game changer. Again, probably a bit harsh, but you know what, guys, I'm just really annoyed about this shoe, and this is where I'm going to be honest. And I say this is only like a first impressions, okay? So we're gonna come back on this shoe, but you know, the first thing really is it's just such a disappointment. There was so much hype about this shoe and so much expectation with this shoe, and it's just terrible quality. It's too firm, it's too narrow, it rubs a bit here, and I think, you know, that there's so many better shoes out there for the money. Why would you buy this and not buy the Saucony Speed? I don't make any sense to me. And there's others, the Brooks Hyperion Tempo, I think is a better shoe than this. Now that's a bold claim. That doesn't have a nylon plate. You've got the DNA, nitrogen infused DNA flash midsole. But I think that's a better shoe than this. And again, I'm probably going to get killed for the comments. But it's just a massive disappointment. Put the quality to one side, which I think, like I said about a million times now in this video, is shockingly bad. But I just feel like it could have been so much better, people. So much better. So there you go. It's not pretty. And I apologise to anybody who's loving this shoe because, like I said at the start, just because I'm thinking that this is, you know, no good to start with, and again, first impressions. Oh, and by the way, this makes a hell of a noise when you're hitting the pavement. When I was going from road to the canal towpath, this was making a hell of a racket. Just as a little warning, it was making so much noise. I don't know, it was like someone was just slapping the ground with it. Anyway, but yeah, you know what? It's not the sort of video we like to make on Fordy Runs. I hate to be negative about anything. That's not what we're here for. And I'm not saying this to be controversial. I'm saying this because I don't want you wasting your money. It's £165. It's a lot of money. Yes, it's had a lot of hype, but I think this is a lot down to the marketing from the people at Nike. There is much better shoes out there, people. And yeah, this is first impression. So let's see how I get on. I will do some follow-ups. I will do some comparison videos once I put a few more miles in them. But yeah, I don't think it's anything to get excited about. I really don't.